What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be talking about how science in a lot of ways has created technology that is in a lot of ways not so different from magic. And before I get into it, I'm going to address a question, and I'm going to answer this question at the end of the video. And that question is, have you made money from your YouTube channel? And overall, have you gained money or lost money after deducting all the expenses, like the tripod I've purchased, the cameras I've used, the editing software for my YouTube videos? So I'll answer that at the end of this video. Anyhow, there's a quote, and I can't remember who it's by, but it's someone famous. You can look it up on Google very quickly, and it goes something like how up until a certain point, you'll reach a threshold where technology is almost indistinguishable from magic. And I mean, look at this screen you're looking at right now. Look at what you're doing right now. Look at the light shining down on me right now. Can you actually logically explain that? Now, some of you may be able to, but even if you do, it's probably fairly complicated. And when we get down to it, whether or not you can explain it through some incredible mathematical equation or not, I mean, does that really make it that much different from magic? Because at the end of the day, we are able to, and I'm going to do it right now, I'm going to turn off the lights with a flick of my wrist. And on top of that, look at what you're doing right now. You are viewing me, you're viewing a pre-recorded message in fairly good detail with visual effects. That means you can see me as well. Sorry, I'm using unnecessary big words. The point is, you can see me, you can hear me, you can talk to me, and this message is recorded and broadcasted to people all across the world. For my audience, it's mostly like United States and UK, but regardless, that's hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of miles away. And can you really say that's different from magic? Now, I love technology, and I'm actually fairly smart, I would say. I'm not the smartest in the world at all, but I can break down technology to a elementary level where I can sort of explain it. Not so much electricity, but the point is, like, it really just astounds me. Like, it's crazy. And I've mentioned this before in a previous video, but it astounds me at how far we've come in this short time. I mean, think about it. Less than 100 years ago, we were riding on horses. We were just, salespeople. We farmed the land. That was it. And 100 years later, look at where we are now. And what excites me even more is, where will we be in 1,000 years, 10,000 years, 100,000 years? There will be, if it continues at the rate it is, which is, by the way, an exponential rate, which means it's the pace of technology is increasing faster and faster. Like, can you imagine where we'll be in just 10,000 years, 100,000 years, a million years, assuming we make it that long before, as long as we don't kill ourselves from war or starve ourselves or some other thing, like eat up all the natural resources without discovering a way to sustain. Like, the amount of technology we will be able to create will probably be beyond our wildest imaginations. Now, I talked to a friend, and I asked him, man, doesn't it kind of suck that we were born now rather than 1,000 years in the future or 10,000 years? Can you imagine the sheer amount of technology, like hovercrafts, probably something that's that allow us to fly, teleportation maybe? Okay, that's going a little far, but like, we don't know. And by the way, teleportation, like, it's not what it seems like. Depending on how you do it, it can get kind of weird. Like, if you are forced to tear up every single atom in your body and then reassemble it 100,000 miles away, would that you be the same you as when you were before you teleported? Or would it be a new you that looks exactly like you with all the same memories reassembled atomically just like you were before? So that begs the question of what is a true identity. Is that actually you, or just a clone of you with your exact memories and experiences? But regardless, the point is, it's astounding. I mean, I'm sitting in this apartment now. We've got lights. I'm in this sort of hive building, about, I would say, 100, 200 feet off the ground. And I mean, there's not that much technology. I got a printer here, a laptop, which allows me to access videos online, communicate with people hundreds of miles away. I got a cell phone, which allows me to pretty much talk to people far, far away from me. And all this stuff, like, most people could not explain logically. And even if they did, like, what's the difference? The point is, you can do stuff that's people back in the day thought was magic. Like, it's like, who cares if you can logically explain it now? Back in the day, people would they would wish they had superpowers, and in a lot of ways we do have superpowers now. We can fly across the sky on an airplane. We can sort of shoot flames out of our hands, given like a flamethrower sort of strap-on hand device, or we can kill people with almost nothing, just a flick of the finger. And by that I mean, I'm referencing guns. And it's progressing. I mean, there's, like, despite all the things we've accomplished, there's still so much more we can do. Like, look at the microwave I have there. You can heat it up. You can create food that's heated in a matter of seconds. And I mean, can you explain how that works? So I am really, really excited to see what will happen in the future. Like, literally, the pace is incredible. Like, 150 years, not even 150 years ago, we were like plowing the fields with horses, and the biggest technological device was the railroad. And look at us now, and where will we be in 1,000 years, 100,000 years? And that also brings up a lot of philosophical, moral questions, and we'll get to those in another video. So I'm going to answer the question I posed at the beginning. Have I made money from YouTube? Yes, I enjoy it, but actually my expenses are much greater than how much I've made. I've bought one 6-foot tripod recently after I hit 500 subscribers, 2 mini tripods, 2 flip cameras, which both broke fairly quickly, so I'm glad that brand went out of business, and one editing software that cost me like $100-200. So I haven't made a lot on YouTube, but the fact that I'm making money and I'm getting more viewers and subscribers, it's what excites me, and that's what I love about it. It's a hobby, and I'm okay with that. It probably means I should be cutting back on the expenses, so I hope this camera doesn't break anytime soon. This one was actually a gift, so I'm not counting it as an expense, but if I did, then man, I'd be even farther down. Plus, I'm not including my laptop, then I'd be way down the drain. But I've made a very small amount of money compared to the amount of expenses I've invested in this hobby of mine. But I love the hobby, and more so than that, the fact that I'm making money and it's somewhat increasing, and I'm getting more viewers every day, that is just what I love about it. It's part of the hobby to me, and that is why I like doing it. So that's all I gotta say, and as always, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe.